You see this? This sucks. I hate having vice grips in the basket. And yes, I put them in the basket. So I hate how I've done this. But I know I'm not the only one that has struggled to find clever ways to organize these things. Now, the idea that I have is not an original one, but we are gonna show you how to take this and hopefully make something using the tools we have to make this make more sense. So this is one of the first things, that spike, this is one of the first things I cut out on the plasma cutter, and you can tell that because I did not know yet how to do proper lead-ins and lead-outs and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is also way too thick. But the idea is sound in that every vice grip has this knob, this knurled knob on the backside, and they're pretty much, regardless of brand, all the same size. So my idea is to make a lift arc, nice, professional, sexy version of this to not only fix my problem, who knows, maybe it is something that you want to buy to fix your problem. The overall governing theme of this video is not an innately capitalistic one, it's sort of selfish, but if you would like to buy what we end up creating, hit us up. But the idea is somewhere on this wall, because I like where these are, I just don't like how they are. The idea is to have some cool thing screwed to the wall over here where I can do essentially this, you know, as long as that knob is screwed out long enough, right? Way easier, and you can grab and go however you want. So the idea is, if it were to have this, bend it right under the vice grips part, bend that up 90 with holes in it, that gets screwed to the wall. You have a flat section to space the clamps off the wall, and then the fingers, which may need to be a little longer, I'd like to bend at like a 10-degree angle just to keep them from falling out. Now, our only real limitation on width is the width of that Titan 25T right there.
Which is 30 inches?
30, I think. I need to reconfigure the dies.
Reminds me of those infomercials. Does this ever happen to you? And then she opens it,
100%. You can make that part black and white if you'd like. Yeah, I mean, the space between the uprights here is 29 inches. Okay. So maybe we aim for
28.
Let's do 24. 2 feet.
Okay.
That general, I probably have, if you look through the Fusion files, I bet you this is in there still.
Do you like, this feels like the right amount for the flat part.
I would make the fingers a little longer,
right,
so that I bend them up right at the base.
Spacing against the wall seems good.
I think so. I mean, I'd like it to where, regardless of how you put it in, like let's say I put it in with the angle, I guess I should just commit to, it's still touching. So I would come off minimum 4 inches from throat here to the backside.
4 inches? Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing an 1/8 inch? This is 3/16. You said that was a little thick.
Yeah, I don't think 3/16 is necessary. I think 1/8 will be fine.
So 4 inches, maybe like a few inches for
now that's arc. Yeah, that's up to us. We can do like lift arc vice grips or vice grip. Actually, we should just make it like, say, like vice grip storage and then have the modern LAS logo in the corner or something.
Okay.
Like a branded product or whatever else you think of that's funny.
I feel like, what was that?
Whatever else you think of that's funny.
Good.
That might sell. Put your shit, hang your shit here.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gonna store my Tamagotchi.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and we could add bells and whistles. You could add a hook on the end that does something else or whatever, but like I know everyone has these.
Right.
So,
cool. All right, well, I'll make one 24 inches long. Ooh, is this little guy gonna fit?
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
One size fits all.
That's the tiniest for sure. So
It barely fits, but it won't fall out.
This one, yeah, that one's normal.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, I don't want to shrink them anymore because this one I had to carve out using a die grinder because the taper screwed me up.
Okay.
You see how I had to clean on the inside with a die grinder? So take one of these with you. Maybe take both of these because...
Well, I don't need the smallest. Well,
yeah. It would be sick if it worked for both.
Yeah.
All right. So we might have to do a few test cuts. But I want it to be slick.
So slick for you.
And I'll go ahead and reconfigure the dies on the Titan and I'll wait for you.
Slick and grit, baby.
All right. Bring my vision to life, please.
It already is, isn't it?
Buy now, liftarcstudios.com.
We're cutting a test piece for our get a grip vise holder just to make sure that it's gonna, you know, work. That is 14 gauge, not 1/8 inch.
So I just figured out how to program the back gauge. All right, so what we're gonna do is make a program for the 4-inch test piece that Spike has made. So
It's more like 3.5, but
I need to know exactly how wide it is.
I'll let you know in a minute.
Okay, well anyway, so what you do is new bend move, all right? So we'll start by naming it. This is the vice grip test back 90. Okay, so this is the back part. We're using the extreme gooseneck 85 degree. We're using the 4-way die with the riser, 0.866 inches, and it is hot rolled steel. My desired bend angle is 90. Material thickness is 0.125. 1/8 inch, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then bend width, I'm putting 4 for now, but he's gonna tell me. And then what we're gonna do is add the back gauge move. So I have zeroed the back gauge to the center of this, close enough, right? So the back gauge is these 2 fingers that will limit, you can see everything back here. So the back gauge is back here. These fingers can move in and out, up and down, and it will basically give you a stop so you can insert your material to the right depth. So I've zeroed them by eyeball to the tip of this die. So the fold, where the fold happens is 0. And so if I want that back 90, I need to ask Spike. But if I want that back 90 to happen at 3 inches in from the edge, I program a 3-inch move for the back gauge so that when that bend, we run that bend in the program, the back gauge will move back 3 inches, allowing me to knowingly insert my material to 3 inches. And so actually because this is a little test, I'm gonna narrow these up. Crack that loose, bring that in, crack that loose. So I need to know
3 inches.
3 inches?
Wide, yeah.
Hey, you nailed it.
Well, no, I said 4 inches. So it's 3 inches wide. And where does the back 90 bend happen? How far from the edge?
I didn't do the back 90 for this part. I just did the front part to make sure it was wide enough.
Oh, okay. Well,
So if you want to do the 10 degrees.
I'm wasting my time then. All right, well, I'll save that for now. And I'm gonna do a new bend move. So I'm gonna do VG test, let's call it 15 degrees. So again, extreme gooseneck, 4-way plus riser, hot rolled steel, desired bend angle is 15 degrees, material thickness is 0.125, bend width is 3 inches, add back gauge move. So how far, I need a reference angle. So how far from this edge will this bend occur? 3 3/4 inches maybe?
Sure.
So I can go to the back gauge and put 3.75 and hit save, close. And now we go to run. I'm gonna make a new program and I'm gonna call it VG 3-inch, okay? And then I'm gonna add a bend, add my front 15 bend, okay? So it's gonna bend it to 15 degrees. The back gauge is gonna move back to 3.75.
All right, so an interesting thing
Yeah,
is that, I made it 7/16, so that way this thing's a 1/2 inch at the top. You don't want it to fall through. However, 7/16 is not quite enough because you see how the threads are a little, shaved down at the very top? That works in there perfectly, but anything else, you won't be able to just put it through and drop it. So
that applies to all of them?
for all, these sides, yeah.
I got you.
So like these are
So it's almost like it's meant to do that. So we
Yeah.
need to bump it out just a hair.
just a hair. Or I can bump these
I
out.
don't have that many of these.
I could do these at the end.
Yeah, do tiny ones at the end.
Yeah. So
Well, let's see if my program works for your test piece. So I'll hit save on that program. So what should happen now is we haven't dedrossed anything. I'm gonna move this stop to right here. If we hit run program, what should happen, back gauge moves automatically because that's the first move. And now I should be able to just push that in until it touches the back gauge and palm switch control until it comes down to barely almost touch it. That's not the best. Here, can you hit that one? 1, 2, 3. That's not how it's supposed to work, but okay. So now that it's down, I can do foot pedal. So now it's down here. The idea is that now it's low enough to where it's a lot harder to accidentally put your fingers in there. So now I can do all this. So I can position on the back gauge, down, up, down. It's gonna clamp my part. I can let go, and something broke. Wow.
Oh, I know what happened. Remember how when you did the 45, you had to type the reverse?
Yep, that's exactly what happened. I need to type in the included angle. Well, hopefully nothing broke. It does not want to go home.
So what happened?
So if I want something, basically I need to look at a flat sheet as 180. If I want this to be 15, I need to type in the number that is 180 minus 15.
So 160, okay.
Instead of 15, because what it was trying to do is fold it
Oh, shit, okay.
like that.
That's an important difference.
Yeah. So it is not happy with me now. You gotta, what is it? You gotta crack some eggs to make an omelet. Well, that one's not gonna work. You wanna make another test?
I mean, it'll still work.
What I was hoping to gather was how accurate it was. Takes a second to boot up. Hopefully,
Sure.
hopefully I can home it without.
Well, I'll make a new one with the different angles. Do you know about how many of these you have?
No, but fill the whole thing. Just fill all 24. These?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Call it 6, 3 on each side.
Okay. Do
And
you want
then
them,
everything in the middle is
for you, do you want them on each side or do you want them all on one?
maybe all on one side. Yeah. Go from small to
Yeah.
there is a medium size, but I don't think it matters.
No, this,
Like this here is a medium size,
yeah, but all the,
but that should
the
fit.
knurls are, yeah.
It should fit in this one.
I'm basically
just
gonna
fine.
up this to 1/2 inch and keep this one the same.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Hopefully I didn't blow a hydraulic line or anything.
That's how powerful Langmuir
It'll kill itself.
press itself.
25 tons is a lot of force. All right, it's coming back to home. We're okay. Yeah, it went past 90.
It squeezed the metal
Yeah,
so
it did.
much.
Look, this profile here squeezed it. Okay, so the important thing to remember when programming this, go over to create bend, test front 15. I'm going to edit this to 165. So the idea is a flat piece of metal is 180 degrees from the bend point. So if you want this to be bent up at 15 degrees, you need to just take 180 minus 15. So 165 instead of 15, because what it's going to do then is try to bend it at 15 degrees, which this die cannot do. There is another die, this die here, can bend it a lot further, but obviously not as thick because it's not as big. That explains why there was a warning saying this is going to take a lot of force. And then I'll open up my other bends. VG test back 90, that's the same. Vice grip front 15. I need to change that to 165 and save that. Vice grip back 90, save, that's all the same. So I go over to my thing, should be good to go now.
Cool.
We can test it here. So if I,
Well, and how easy was it to get this back gauge installed?
not easy. There's a lot of parts in there and I had to build the entire thing. So it was very, very time consuming. Not hard per se, but very lengthy to do it right. Or up. Let's see if I can just run my move to 0, 0. Doink. Nice. Now I'm gonna go to the bend page. I'm gonna edit this back gauge move 2 inches. VG test front 15. And move this to 2 inches. Save. And now run and run program. Yes. So I'm gonna go bring this down. You don't have to have your part in there for that. And then I can slide this in here. Down, up, down. Hold for 3 seconds.
Okay. It's a very light bend.
Yeah. I'm not certain if that's 15. That looks more like 5 or so.
I hear you boys might need another test piece.
Sure do. 8 degrees. 8 degrees. Go back here, and then angle compensation. It was underbent by 7 degrees. So 165 degrees. It was underbent, so we're gonna put our compensation in. Back gauge moved to 3.75. So we go to run.
God damn.
And then run program. Part is clamped, hands away. I mean, I don't know if that's exactly 15, but it is exactly what we need. 194.
It's only 4 degrees. 14 degrees.
Yeah, 14 degrees. Close enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And then if I wanted to, I go to my VG test back 90 and I just make a back gauge move of 1.5 inches. And I'm just gonna assume that it's gonna be underbent by 8 degrees or so. Hit save, run, delete that, yes, add a bend, test back 90, and then hit save, run program. Back gauge should move. It's right there. Double tap the foot. Part is clamped. Pretty close. So that's the wrong scale, but this is essentially what we're making. Oh, you tested the skinny one? Nice. Cool.
The Lift Arc 3 clamp holder.
how do you like the length of everything?
It's great. The bend makes it to where that doesn't have to be as long.
Okay, do you want it to be shorter?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna make the skinny ones a little bit skinnier, and then that'll be
Okay.
it.
All right, let's make the full scale. All I need for you to tell me is the bend locations.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do is exactly what I did. I'm gonna bend these first, and then, because that'll be the most in the break it is, and then I pull out to do this last. That's an awesome part. It's still underbent a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Cool.
Well, and then so in theory, you could load first, then the 90 in the same program.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because then once that bend is done, the back gauge will move on its own and get ready for the next bend. Because I can just hit add bend to front 15, and now they run in sequence. You can reorder them easily too. So I'd bend my front 15 because it's all the way in, and then I'd bend my back 90. And I would edit this and make it 10 degrees under bent. And this one would be 8 degrees because it was 1 degree off. So that would be 8 degrees under bent. Save that. And now I have a program that's dialed in where I can make that part perfectly bent over and over and over again. Pretty cool. I think now we're finally starting to show the power of this thing, and I feel more confident. I refused to watch tutorials or read manuals. I had to learn it myself the hard way. But the cool part is it's all laid out in such a way that it's fairly common sense. That's not a real sentence, but it's laid out in a sensical fashion.
This is the real one.
Yes, and we had made a modification. We changed it to 14 gauge because we had this lying around.
Okay,
That's why.
let it rip.
There we go. Hot off the ShopSabre. get a grip, do a little de-dross action. So far in the manufacturing process, that's the worst part, is just getting the dross off the back of this plasma cut part, which is why laser cutters are so sick, because it would not have dross. So now we have switched from 1/8 inch to 14 gauge because for 1/8 inch we would have had to use an entire sheet. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna keep all the settings. I am just gonna change my material thickness. And somebody in the comments said, you know, regarding underbending or overbending, you know, I should measure the actual thickness versus just guessing. So what I'll do is measure the thickness of this, remove any underbend compensation, and give the Titan a chance to prove itself. So we are sitting right at 0.171. 0.171. Wait, nope. 0.171. Oh, it's 0.0. I can't read calipers. 0.071. 0.071. Yep. Well, and I knew it was wrong because, you know, an 1/8 inch is 0.125 and 0.171 is bigger than that. So.
Well, what is 14 gauge theoretically supposed to be?
0.17 something. 0.077, something.
There's always a slight variation.
Yeah, so 0.071 is what we're working with. I'm skeptical of removing underbend compensation. The front 15, it doesn't matter. Maybe I'll do that front 15 and see how much it's off and then do the back 90. So I'll do no compensation on the front 15, 165 degrees. I need to measure, let's do 6 3/4 from the back side. So we'll add 6.75. Where did you want these bends to happen? They all need to come from the same edge. And it is, how far from the back for the 90? 3 inches? 3 inches.
How'd it turn out?
I haven't done it yet. Oh, got it. Yeah. It's good. It was a lot of dross on this one, but because I put in the exact material thickness.
It's an old tip, by the way.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, it's still cleaned up all right. Just a shitload on the back. I put in the exact thickness measured with calipers. So let's just see if it does it right. 0 bend compensation. It's the same tonnage for both. 0.071 thickness. All right, let's run the program. Oh, let's see. Wait, no. I need to widen my back gauge. Just move it out here somewhere and move it out here so I get a better data point. Run the program. Yes, back gauge should move. Palm control down to the safe distance. Clamped.
Nice and even.
I have a feeling that's underbent.
Put it on the inside.
Well, let's give it a chance. All right, so the back gauge should have moved. So now we go here. The back 90. Clamps. Yeah, it's underbent.
Now, does the width of the material, why does that matter? Is that telling you like how much pressure
bending,
to put on it?
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't detect the width. It's just like how much pressure does that take?
That's right. It's loaded in it's got tables that it's loaded into.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to go single bend mode. I'm going to pick this bend. I'm going to edit my 90 and I'm going to say that it was 7 degrees underbent. It's better. It's not 10 degrees, but save that, run. Hopefully single bend mode. Now this is a little unorthodox, but I'm just gonna kind of hold it. See if I can't fix that underbent part. Yeah, it's overbent now because bend characteristics of metal is very weird. It's like a plastic deformation scale. So like if you're bending from 0 all the way, it's gonna take a certain amount of force. If you're bending from partial to all the way, calibration's off. So I've overbent it. Also probably because I put the die in the wrong spot. But so this will be good enough for my use case. I mean, the fact that it's angled up isn't bad, and I got a little shelf right here.
Shelf, yeah. You can put all your little collectible stuff there.
I don't think I do.
Ooh, you want to bet a scratcher on it?
Sure.
Yeah, I bet a scratcher this has plenty of slots.
And you say it doesn't. All right, great.
How many slices do you need?
Oh no.
Doesn't matter now.
Well,
I'm gonna go crazy and go black. Get a grip. All right, so to install the Lift Arc Studios Vice Grip Organizer, to get a grip, I'm gonna use Tapcons, of course.
Hi, I'm Spike, and I have a vacuum.
You suck, get it?
Get a grip.
We'll go up a little more. It is for me, after all. Yes, that's fine.
Here's some guys the other.
Should I probably use longer Tapcons? Yes. Am I going to? No. Do you put the shorties on the side? All right.
They're on the left side, yeah.
they're firm. Look at that.
We'll see if 14 gauge is really up to the task. Oh God, I'm already so happy. Look at this. Dude, you want in on this?
Oh yeah, I do.
About to find out.
Where's this go?
Scratcher.
It goes right there. Oh, where's this go? Oh, probably right there. I don't know where this one goes.
Oh yeah, that one is an anomaly, but as long as that's sideways.
I thought about giving more space, like in between, because they're gonna bump in, but
No, it's okay. I mean, oh, that's nice. Walker might be getting a scratcher.
I don't think so.
It's pretty close.
Where's this little guy go?
Right there. Oh, this is so nice, dude.
It's dipping a little bit, but
Yeah, yeah.
put
or-
this on the.
yeah.
Whoa! What is that?
Now that one is a little obtuse. I'll put it right there.
Oh, Walker ain't getting no scratchers.
Does it fit them exactly? That would be impressive.
Well, here's the problem.
Well, this is a tube clamp, so I'm gonna get rid of that. That's not, it wasn't meant for this, so we don't have to account for that. Well, we can.
Oh man, I did 6. Oh, you gotta be fucking
If
kidding
those
me.
two were half-inch, we'd be
You
perfect.
gotta be kidding me.
Wait, what does that mean?
Well, actually, here's some more.
I
All right.
win.
No, you lose.
No, I said there were too many.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I will have you know, I did win the jelly bean counting competition.
At Matt's
in
field
the
trip. What do you think?
It's sweet.
What are you gonna use this basket for now?
Well,
Extra vice grips?
Nothing. Yeah, the ones that didn't fit on the rack.
Yeah.
So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I have a lot of vice grips.
Yeah. Well, you only have 22.
Get a grip.
Get a grip. Oh.
That made me. I don't know why that one made me nervous.
That's rad. That is so nice. And then I can sort which one, do I want a pinch
Right.
clamp? Do I want a pad clamp? Easy to just grab one, throw it back in. That's sweet. I feel like the right answer is 1/8 inch.
I think so too.
I don't know how much they'll cost. So we'll offer 2 versions as always. The naked steel version. I guess we could offer a flat version if you want to bend it. We could offer a bent version, and then we can offer a full-blown, blasted and powder-coated by Lucas Bogart version.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that.
.com/getagrip.
So
I think it's pretty sweet.
now I want to chase this rabbit hole with other stuff too, right? I want to do one for hammers. That would be sweet. Same exact premise. Well, if it makes it up before the product is online, let us know if you would buy one. And honestly, let us know what you'd pay for it.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if people would pay for this and what they would.
Now, I will say this. I'm not tone deaf enough to not realize that there aren't things like this on the market already.
yeah.
But are they a part of the Chow Yang gang?
But they're not part of the Chow Yang gang.
Yeah.
All right, it's 1:45.
Get a grip.
Get a grip.
Get a grip.